It's time to start ending B. Let's do this.
僕はカイネさんと接するたびどこか懐かしかった。無意識のうちにお姉さんとダブらせていたのかもしれません。やります。
The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of the town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Hi, Melody. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. How you doing? 69 months. Woo! 69. Woo woo! Thank you. I appreciate that. How you doing? No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. Playing Arknights and losing my mind? How about you? Hey, you know what? I'll say this. As far as like mobile gacha games go, Arknights is like the only one that I really liked. I love the characters. And I love their little videos that they make. They're pretty fucking cool, huh? I used to play Arknights when I lived in Japan. It was really nice. I love me some Lapland. Got a 6-star one, and so now gotta grind it. Hell yeah, there you go. The child's, those traits combine with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. BRBs? Alright, Panther. We'll see you in a few. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the veins slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force to the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo! Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kaina struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could still make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaina's seemingly indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. "What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home?" Though she knew it was futile, Kaina turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaina knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. Man, that's fucked up. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaina was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. "I didn't say you could leave, freak." "Hi, 10 days. Hello, and also good night. I'm going to bed. Well, thank you for popping in. Burb." I hope that you're doing good, 10 days. Did you just get home from work not too long ago? I will. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good sleep. And yeah, I got home a few hours ago. I was playing FF14. Hell yeah. You ready for Dawn Trail? I just got lunch. Hell yeah. Going to sleep with a full tummy. That's good. It'll help you sleep better. I need to renew my sub and finish the patch quests. Yeah, I need to go back and finish the newer patches. I'm current on the Alliance raids, but I still need to finish up the all the quests. I probably have like about 20 quests I have to finish up. You're finishing Endwalker with a friend? Yeah, that's nice. How are you liking it, 10 days? You just got done with Elpis? Aww. All the feels are coming. It's gonna be fun for you. I love the story of Endwalker, but I will say this. I think I like Shadowwalker. Or Shadowwalker. Shadowbringers. I like Shadowbringers better. But the story of Endwalker is like same level. I just like the feeling of Shadowbringers more. I think the story is equally just as good. It's just I prefer one over the other because of the style and the pretense and all of that, you know? But I would say the quality of the story is just as good, if not better, in Endwalker. So, yeah, enjoy. I need to go back and do some more PvP. Sad Burb is sad, yeah. Yeah, I miss Final Fantasy. I can't wait till something brings me back. You know? I can't wait. I'm pretty sure that'll be Dawn Trail, and we'll be playing that when it comes out. It's gonna be good. You can do the 6.55 quests. Yeah, I don't know what quest I'm on at all right now. I think I'm on like the patch before that. There's one crazy thing about Final Fantasy, and that's the fact that they have a lot of segue quests that lead into other expansions. Whereas, like, you know, like for example, like WoW, when you play WoW, it's like after the expansion's done, it's done. You just have to wait till the next one. And like, there's so many patch quests in Final Fantasy, it's crazy. But I think that's why it's still nice. Oh, really? Because I'm actually on the second step of the Manderville Relic. So I'm trying to figure out. You're at the Wind Boss? You are pretty behind, Melody. Not gonna lie. Yeah, but I'll be honest, it's really good. Actually, the patch quests, in my personal opinion, okay, the patch quests for Endwalker are better than the patch quests for Shadowbringers. That's just what I'm saying. I'm just throwing that out there because I love the patch quests for Endwalker. They're not bad, actually. I didn't say you could leave, freak! Not talking to you, Tendays. I'm reading the game. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong. Be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt. Oh, look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaina prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept even closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. You were about to get up. Don't leave, Melody. That's funny. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaina couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaina's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb through against her eyelid to pry it open. Damn, this guy's an asshole. Did you put your headset back on real quick, Melody? don't be going. Don't you dare, Melody. The boy grabbed Kaina's face. Oh, I already said that. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. That's funny. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. Clutching hands on the village as the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Uh-oh. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from the spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began to uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of her concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That big thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Timo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village. No one wants you here. Either of you. Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting up the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kaine, she said, why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters to me anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, she finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders, despite her advanced age and diminutive size. She was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross it. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. You understand? Okay, 10 days. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest. Bye. The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, kinda. You know, because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaina was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaina called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaina and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaina truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaina's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Course not. Don't be an ass. Kaina drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaina's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaina want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears are legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaina reached up and touched the wreath as she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them when I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaina to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaina's heart hurt. She reached up and adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, she said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaina blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaina took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaina gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaina stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in crazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough, even if it's us against the world. Kaina let her gaze drift up past the vane into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Wow. In the distance, Kaina heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had purposeful quality into it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far as a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe! Kaina's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. I like Kaina's grandmother. "Grandma," called Kaina. "That you, Kaina?" yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaina close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she had scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma, do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was far one of the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaina knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaina did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaina knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaina moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaina enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaina turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaina swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it, crap. She silently understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe and forced it into the wood and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaina redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village, setting down her buckets with a small sigh. She took one look at the logs and coughed with a wheezy laugh. "Pretty clumsy girl. You better practice if you..." Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaina dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma!" The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. "Get the bucket. Can't let it spill." Kaina steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over to the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaina didn't notice. "Grandma? Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaina away. "Stop that! Just stop!" she cried, breathing heavily. "It ain't like I'm dying. I just tired from the trip is all." kinda desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick, and you need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Her grandmother fixed her gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. "Well, I don't like it, goddammit, but I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up." The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across the dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money that her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. "I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong." She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey lady," said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel, "where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. "How dare this thing speak to me?" they seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at the small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. "Oh my god," he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. "Huh," barked Demo. "That old bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo." The boys grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. "Oh shit, thanks." Okay, sorry about that. I got handed a drink. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaina a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall, behind the counter, rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaina turned to the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her, and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead for a long time now. Kaina didn't know how to respond. She just stared into the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly and then looked at Kaina and smiled, handing her the medicine. He reached into a sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaina took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard rumors about you, he said. It's a small village and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Callie, and I think the way she was driven out of town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Callie? Thought Kaina suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact in her head as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said, as Kaina scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager that she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaina murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaina returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaina to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped to her arm. Back already, are you? Asked their grandmother with a yawn. Come here and let me have a good look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaina from head to toe. Finally satisfied with nothing terrible but had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaina with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh, so anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaina removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. Nobody wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help me with dinner. I love this old lady. But Kaina would not relent, and in the end, grandmother found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaina took up the crayons and eyed her subject carefully and set to work. Just as her grandma was about to nod off, Kaina finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch had been a person's face. Could have been a person's face, but it could have also been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread. All rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time and then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, kinda, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart and I'll treasure it always. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaina would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaina could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaina and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kaina's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who made her place in this world possible. Time moves on, people and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different. Kaina swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Kaina's dreams. Separation. Kaina listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She had been pushing it around on the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood on the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl, it's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaina, and I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible. With that, Kaina held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right. Why, you little brat, laughed the old woman. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaina's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaina could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaina started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker and weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaina lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Where are you going today? Asked Grandma suddenly. Kaina looked up. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was gonna go out and check the kelma trees to see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm gonna pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. Flagstones? What the hell for? Kinda stared at her grandmother and held on an arm and swept it around their home, constructed mostly out of cloth, rope, and rubble, and the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. God damn, girl. If a bunch of thieves wanted to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. Well, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other... Grandma. No. If I don't go to the Kilma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face for a moment. She was a for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kaina. Lately, it seems my mind is... She didn't finish this thought. Instead, walking over to their nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaina thought it was more beautiful now than the first day she received it. You're gonna be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become. Annoyed, Kaina reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you, where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl, yelled Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kaina by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma, yelled Kaina in a quaking voice. Grandma, stop it, what the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it were the first time she had ever seen them. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just kind of thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here and keep on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kaina rolled her eyes and then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaina could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small bent woman in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. Gods! She looks so old now, it's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kinda worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself in the lack of focus, Kaina pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested up the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed on a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead, tracing its path with a finger. Kaina suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No. Oh, gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if it was trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma! Kaina ran down and faster more than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, But then she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaina's men began to race in time with their footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. It's not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came in a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, claws sprouted from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaina, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into shimmering, inky blackness, as if it was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaina responded with a scream of her own. "Alright, you bastard," she thought, as her scream echoed off into the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me, let's go." The shade eyed Kaina with bemused interest, then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaina glanced towards the house through the smoke and flames. She spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaina. "Alive!" Kaina's eggs sprang to life as she raced across the yard, flaming toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and then send them flying. The blast sent Kaina tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up now!" As Kaina struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a spray of blood into the air, and then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaina lurched to her feet, only to fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold on, just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaina pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced back between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up the corners. Short panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. "Bastard, laughing at us?" She had no idea how such mindless creature could experience emotion, but then there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive to only snuff out her life when Kaina was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard." Summoning all of her strength, Kaina rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back," she screamed. "Give her back to me." It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was latched to its foot. Kaina never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. Kaina? Kaina's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching up to her through the smoke. Grandma? Kaina, you gotta run. You can't best this one. Kaina grabbed the hands and held on with all of her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaina's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no! No! I said run, goddammit. You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. But before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Aww. That's so sad. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaina's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that she was seeing that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaina blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of the embrace, the trembling of the fingers, then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaina's mind one after another, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of the noise. Kaina screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kaina's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaina seized the moment, laughing like a madwoman. She leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaina off like a fly, sending her crashing into the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? Think it is. Think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaina's mind, something finally broke. The sound of pain. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that was remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it, 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 kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill it now. As the spark that was Kaina slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Jesus, that was crazy. That was intense, and it was funny, but in the end it was really sad. Now I understand why she's like she is. I love Kaine. She's amazing. I know! Holy shit, that was heavy as fuck. Oh my god, I wasn't paying attention. Oops. But yeah, she is one of the best characters. I love her. She's great. Boom! Yeah, what you think about that, bitch? Hold on. Well, thank you. I got ice cream. Yay! Gently, weakly, softly. The shade sure is that its tormentor is that it was dead. Turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stomping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaina tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Oh shit. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo. She thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you, that way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaina and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother. Real as life. Kinda opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. No, stop! Don't hurt that picture! Kinda reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely in the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kinda turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled and then broke into a jolly dance. See that? As he cried as he danced a jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha, cha, cha, cha. Will I look like that? Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kinda had laid her head back in the mud and the smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But right before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering into her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kinda wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, I wish, like a prayer or something. Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me! Save me! Ha ha ha! Kinda finally resorted to shouting at the voice in her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best. Kinda glanced down and saw a black shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, and then she began moving up towards the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upwards, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kinda tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer wouldn't have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in their blood just like before. In response, Kinda shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face and crept up past her nose and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kinda was struck by the most powerful sensation she had ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could do was manage a small, whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body, come on. Give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kinda's side. As she watched it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated as if considering this request, then shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, Sunshine? We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, and then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kinda glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burn itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kinda stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin affecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, kinda took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Feel the anger, burn with the fire of revenge, thirst for blood, and then go out there and shut up. Shut up and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kinda grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kinda screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kinda. Yeah, possessed? You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare agreement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. Kinda looked up, tears in her eyes, and sky seemed smaller somehow. Darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all that bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That fat little kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, we'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, you're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. What is this shade? Kinda considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me. We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kinda. I'll handle the killing. Screamed the voice. Look at you go. Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyrion, and if you ever need me, I'll be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you're killed, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kind of found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shit. I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyrion. Count on it. Ha, laughed Tyrion. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, If you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. Oh my god. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaina herself. Kaina waited until she was sure the voice was gone, and then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want to feel normal. That would mean that the creature inside her had already won. I'm not a shade, I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were still bright as ever. Kaina started to place it in her hair and then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaina fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that has now infected her world. Wow.
お前たち。エミール、私を呼んでくれていたのはお前だな。
僕のことわかるんですか？
エミールはエミールだ。私は間違えぬ。
あ
あ。カイネさん、ありがとう。
おかえり、カイネ。
ずいぶん立派になったな。どのくらい眠っていたんだ、私は。
5年だよ。
そうか、5年か。ヨナは？
探してるが、魔王の足取り自体なかなかつかめぬ。
これ。
それは月の涙。
おばあちゃんのに負けないやつをって頑張って作ったんだけど。
そうか、ありがとう。
Now it's all making sense! Oh my god.
長く石化されていたカイネの目覚め。エミールの見せた優しさ。再び出会う喜びを俺たちは噛みしめていた。デボルさんたちからその話を聞くまでは。なぜなんだ？どうしてなんだ？デボルさん、ポポルさん。
分かってちょうだい。
Them
揉め事
bitches.
が起きて危害が及ぶのはあなたたち自身なのよ。
でも
大丈夫ですよ。僕らなら外で。
待てよ、おかしいだろ。己の身を犠牲にして村を救ったカイネとエミールがなんで村から追い出されなきゃならない。
だって僕らこんなんだし。 みんな怖がりますよね。あなたにそう思ってもらえるだけでもう十分ですね、カイネさん。
私は外の方が慣れてる。
そんな。
じゃあ外で待ってますね。
すまないな。
I hate Pulpura and Devola.
どうした？
俺ちっとも気づかなかった。カイネちっとも気づいてやれなかった。くそ。
今日はもう休め。
その夜は眠ることができなかった。デボルさんを初めて憎く思った。
Yeah.
ポポルさんを冷たい人だと疑った。だがそんな俺の感情には意味がない。彼女たちは村を第一に考えた結果、ああいうしかなかっただけだ。村人たちを魔物の恐怖から守ろうとして言ったことだ。デボルさんとポポルさんの罪を責めるなんてできない。カイネたちの立場を知ろうともしなかった。俺も同罪なんだから。カイネとエミールに謝ろう。謝って、いや謝ったって。
カイネさん、火が
この声は。
あ
焚き火って不思議ですね。ずっと見ていられる気がします。カイネさんとまたお話ができて僕嬉しいです。
Aww. Emil's such a good character too. I like Emil.
そうか、私もだ。
カイネさんを助けるために僕頑張ったんですよ。一生懸命磨いてみたりお湯をかけてみたり。
お湯をかけたのか。
はい、でも全然ダメで。
石化を解いてくれてありがとう、エミール。
Aww.
ちょっとだけ姿が変わっちゃいましたけど。
辛い思いをさせてしまったな。
でもこの姿も悪いことばかりじゃありません。こうしてカイネさんを見ながらお話できるようになりましたし。そうだ、カイネさんのこと聞かせてくれませんか？
私の話はつまらないぞ。
カイネさんのこともっと知りたいんです。
分かった。私に魔物がつく前、子供の頃の話だ。私は少し変わった体をしているせいで村では厄介者として扱われていた。でもただ一人、おばあちゃんだけが私を受け入れてくれたんだ。どんなに辛いことがあってもおばあちゃんがいてくれるだけで私は生きようと思えた。
カイネさんにとって本当に大切な人なんですね。
ああ、
そうだ、カイネさんの石化も治ったんですから。魔物つきのことや僕の体を治す方法も見つけましょう。みんなで探せばきっと簡単ですよ。 僕たちならきっとできると思います。
お湯をかけるよりは難しいと思うがな。
もうそのことは忘れてください。
Kinda is awesome. I asked Devola if hooch tastes good, and she said it's the best thing in the world. What?
眠れたのか。
Isn't hooch like cheap wine? Isn't it? I think it is.
はあ、
目があまり重い。
ポポルさんたちのとこ
わかっ。なんだ。
これは
母親の。
ああ、国門病にかか。
すまん。
いや、いいんだ。これは唯一残った母さんの形見。これを読むと頭の隅に。
そうか。
だけど最後の数日間の日記には
奇妙な。
ああ、それは
Thank God it's saved. I could just see this, like, crashing, and then I have to read through all that other stuff again.
聞こえておらんのか。おい、何をほうけているのだ、お主。
すまん。何か夢を見ていたような。
立ったまま寝るとは器用なやつだな。行くぞ、あの扉だ。
ああ、行くか。
Oh my God, why do I sound so old? Proceed beyond this point, and you'll be unable to save until the battle is over. Do you want to go through the door? Yeah? Flower wasn't in any of Devola's books. She said I could name it whatever I want. I named it Flexi. Yay, that's so cute. This is the world of the recycled vessel. What's this music? These guys are little bitches. Oh, jeez. Yay, we got 3 medicinal herbs. The Brack Scroll, a lost destiny, a white book, a false truth. Jesus. Let me live. Yeah, we got more herbs. Plexi and Weisty are always together. He says even though they argue a lot, they're actually good friends. Soldiers assault calling forth. White Debt, they're the Legion. Oh my god, there's so many of these things. Obtain the one-handed sword, Fool's Embrace. Obtain 3 medicinal herbs. The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto its power of magic. Oh god. Ah. Wasn't expecting this. Devola and Popola went back home. That made me lonely, so I ran around singing songs as loud as I could. The black sickness stains the future. They journey to return to soulless vessels. Ah, shit. I guess I have to platform. Oops. I made it. Okay. Shit. My bad. Shit. Down, bitch. Aw, you son of a bitch. Woo! Obtain the Kabuki outfit. Oh shit. More potions. Oh. Can I leave if I want? Oh shit. Alright. I'll be right back, guys. I have to, yeah, I gotta go get a drink and some stuff. I'll be back. Alright. We're back. Thank you all for waiting. So yeah, about this game, wow. They're hitting us with the feels from the very start of this playthrough. And now we know exactly why Kaine doesn't like getting close to people. It's because when she gets too happy and nice, starts enjoying things, the demon or shade takes over. That's crazy. I can't wait to learn more about this Tyran or Tyran shade. Who the hell is that? I'm sure we're gonna figure out more. Once we start playing more, we'll figure it out. Shit is crazy right now. And I have to say, this is really good. Honestly, I kind of like this playthrough more than the original playthrough. Because now I'm learning things. Because before, when they threw that stuff at you, you're just like, what? Huh? Wait, what? Huh? And now it's just like they're telling you, like, yeah, that's just how it is. And you're like, what the fuck? So now I'm just kind of like blown away. What the fuck? Because now we're starting to piece all of this together. How long are these? Can I just leave? Leave the area. Once I finish my secret dish, I'm gonna feed it to Flexi, and then they'll see how helpful I can be. Yay.
どうした？
何か
わかる。
Well, there's my garden. Everything's dead. Alright, let's clean this shit up. Oh shit. What the hell is this? A chicken egg. Give me some of that.
まずはデボ。
Should talk to Devola first.
こんにちは。
よう。意外だな。もう声をかけてもらえないかと思ってた。
いいえ。あれ。
そうだな。じゃあポポルの元にも行ってくれ。魔王のことで話が。
ええ。それと。
なんだ？
俺も昨日は取り乱してすみません。
Don't apologize. She's the bad one.
お前が謝る必要はないさ。誰だって彼女たちにも謝っておいてくれ。
ちゃんとつ。
パリへ出かけて。僕は決めました。そして
ここまで来ると。
にょーんにょーんにょーん。Here we
ポ
are.
ポルさん。
あ、
昨日は。
どうして？
でも村のみんなのためなのに。
優しいのね。ありがとう。
そういえば。
ええ、石の神。
我のいたところだな。
そう。魔王の。
でもあそこに渡る橋は。
船で。
船。
ようやく魔物からの火が。石の神殿の裏側の道にも船をだ。船頭さんに言えばこれで町の間。
ありがとう。ポポルさんには本当。じゃあ
気をつけてね。
We need to buy all these heal
船
items.
着き場には。
水路か。よ ようやく完成したのだな。これで走り回らずに済むようになるといいが。
移動が速くなればそれだけ早くヨナに近づけるってことだ。遠慮なく伝わせてもらおう。
ああ、ちょうど
どうし
最近そこの水車の動きが悪いのですが、
だいぶ
水車
じ
それ
ありがとう。水
ヨーン、ドンドンドン。
ああ、あんた。
たく
そうだ。俺はそん
へえ
で。
あとは言うものの
野原に落ちておるわけ。
ふ
Okay, and he sells weapons, I think. Oh. Wow, eagle eggs are worth so much money. Maybe I have other things worth a lot of money. Wolf hide? Hell yeah. Fluorite? Aw. Damn, we're making money. Honestly, we probably should be saving all this stuff, but I don't know. Now we got a lot of money. So now we can buy the axe of beheading. Actually, let's just buy Beastbane for now. And with the rest of our money, we'll buy healing items.
最近はどうも疲れや。
水
兄弟
Alright, well, let's go save before we go. Yay! We got a lot of stuff. Woo! Oh wow.
久しぶり。
あ
あれから仕事
す
ありがとう。あ、
Is this dude again?
このど
そして
行く。
Who's a Cord? I don't think I've met a Cord. Hansel. What do you want? Go away, dirty defective swine. I'm not like you, I'm different. Oh shit. Are they gonna make me go through this whole thing again? Yep. Damn. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, we're completely maxed out on all of our items. Well, the ones that matter, you know? Let's do this. You again? Stop bothering me. Grimoire Weiss has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What?
ようやく血を浴びれるな。嬉しいだろカイネ。
うるさい。話しかけるな。
Oh my god.
うずうずしてたんだ。
Oh my god. Wow, these guys are pussies now. It's interesting doing this version of the game because now we can learn so much more.
たやすいものだ。
Am I stronger? Did they make him weaker on the second playthrough? I'm not exactly sure which one is which. Nyong, nyong. Dun, dun. Yeah, let's just pull this back more. I think we have to push that back just a tad more. Hello. How are you, little bit?
何か通常の魔物と動きが違うようだが。
体の機能が完璧でない者たち。
そういえば聞いたことがあるな。不完全体の魔物が集まっている場所があるって。
I like how they gave Tyron, or Tyron, whatever you're supposed to pronounce it, like an old man, annoying voice. Damn. Looks like I should use magic more. Shit's OP. Wait, can I push them both together? No. This isn't a very hard puzzle. Do, 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 do. We got a new word. I'm not sure which one it's for. Was it a weapon word? I think it was a martial arts word. Damn. It wasn't the best word though. Let's go. See what kind of a medicinal herb? All right. Yay, we made it. Woo! I have treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went just so before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our life. What was that? Uh-oh. Let's go.
カイネ、エミール、今度から俺も野宿するよ。
なぜですか？
お前らだけ村に入れないなんて、やっぱりどう考えてもおかしい。不自然だ。
抗議運動というわけですね。
やめておけ。
けど、このままじゃ俺の気持ちが。
では、その気持ちだけありがたくいただいておきます。
エミール、
この大事な時期に慣れない野宿で体調を崩したら大変ですから。それに僕、カイネさんと二人きりでする野宿、割と気に入ってるんです。
そういうことだ。邪魔するな。
I like it when Kainen tries to be all hard. Oh shit.
雑魚が多いな。
蹴散らすぞ。
Uh-oh. Here comes Gretel.
魔物は光に当たると知るぞ。おびき寄せろ。さすがは雑魚。たやすいものだ。
あの石像がボスだ。皆を操ってるぞ。
泣かせるね、笑わせるね。
Hi, Isato. How you doing? It's good to see you.
やったか。
We gotta beat him up a little bit more. Those are my friends. No!
しぶといね。あいつも頑張るね。
くそくそくそ。
おい、まさかあのでかいのに同情してるんじゃないだろうな。俺たちはもう引き返すことなんてできない。血を求めて殺戮に走るしかない。俺たちには戦いしかないんだ。そうだろう、カイ。
I'm doing pretty good. You're in another city due to the weather back home, so hotel it is for you. Damn, that sucks.
カイネ。
何やってるんだ。
Not kinda. Yeah. I fucking hate this part. I don't want Kaina to get hurt. She's already hurt. Do you mean like from Automata or in the story that we're currently playing?
大丈夫かカイネ今傷の手当てを
この傷はもはや
In the story? Well, this is the second playthrough because the Nier games always have like another,
なんだこれは
they always have like multiple endings. So now we're like learning more about why things happened and the characters like Emil and Kaina. So now we're like learning more about like why she's cursed and how she's cursed and all that good stuff.
Kaine 叩き落とすしかないようだな。
カイネさん、正気に戻ってください。
やれやれ。
カイネさん、カイネさん。
Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna just give you a little brief here, Isato. Basically, she was cursed at a very young age after her grandma died. Right? And basically that's like she has a curse that keeps her alive. And it basically, if she's too nice to anybody and she doesn't have enough hatred in her heart, then the shade will consume her. And basically she'll be like fucking, yeah, she'll do like what she just did. But the shade also gives her powers. So it's kind of like a win-win in a way, but also it's like, yeah, she has to deal with it as well. It's like a curse. But it's a helpful curse. So basically, she got too close to us and had too much love, and then like she had to release it all out because she got like stabbed. So the curse tried to take her over the rest of the way. That's why she's edgy, and she gets her mouth from her grandma.
Kaine.
And that's why Kaina is Kaina. She was actually bullied a lot as a kid, and that's really sad. And then like her grandma stood up to her bullies and she learned from her grandma because it's the first time she felt loved. And then a shade killed her grandma, and basically Kaina was like pretty much about to die. So a shade took over her body. And like now she's kind of cursed because she won't let it like take over completely. So sometimes it comes out. Yeah. Reading that earlier, we had to read for like a couple hours. But honestly, it made my heart go out to her a lot more. I love her so much more as a character now because I read all of that.
もうお前たちと
ずっと一緒にいますよ、僕は。また魔物化したら今みたいに止めます。何度だって何度だって止めます。何度だってカイ イネさんに戻ってきてもらいます。僕、カイネさんがいるから野宿も本当に楽しかったんです。カイネさんが褒めてくれるからこんな姿でも生きていられるんです。僕本当はとても弱いけどカイネさんといれば強くなれるんです。頼ってばかりの僕だけどカイネさんの仲間なんです。勝手に去らないでください。
Aww.
泣くな、エミール。
You can tell she sees Emil as kind of like her kid.
ありがとう。
いや
もう大丈夫だ。
あそこはこれを
さあ、嫁
使えぬやつだ。
That shit's crazy.
これは暗号。
なんとかな。
これは魔王の城への封印を解く鍵みたい。ちょっとこれを見てもらえる？わかる範囲の言葉を書いてみたの。手に入ったのは石の守護神という部分の石片。石の神殿にあったあと4つの石片がはまりそうな場所がある。ニエ、機械の断り、記憶する木。
Yeah, the music is so good. I love the music from the Nier games. Have you ever played Nier Automata, Isato?
中世のケルベロス。このうち機械のこと記憶する木。あとの2つ。
なるほど。
ん？
各地点のでかい魔物を倒して順番に言葉を埋めていけばいいわけだ。
手当たり次第に殺していくと。
魔王の元に行くためだ。それに相手は魔物か。
けど危ないわ。
さらわれたヨナの方が危険だ。
でもヨナちゃんは
生きてる。絶対に生きてる。とりあえずロボット山と神話の森に行ってみます。
分かった。
Alright.
本当は町の人も感謝しているの。少し時間をちょうだい。
はい。
Okay. Alright. Let's go to the forest first. Berries! Alright. Let's see. Let's see. Did I get any better words? Nope. All my words are the best. Right. Quick shower. And I'll be back. Alright, Isato, we'll see you in a minute. Woo! Enjoy your shower. Alright, we made it! And we didn't even hit anything.
例の夢の村だな。
そうだな。
できればあの悪夢はもう見たくないものだが。
あ
ああ、あなた。
神。
その
近寄って
な
さあ。
Alright. A defense capsule?
こういう我はこのようなこ
待て。
すべての記憶を司る黒き存在。何時の望みし言葉を紡ぐ。
望んだことを教えてくれるってことか。それはあり。
Alright, here we go. Black, pure darkness painted over everything. Words scattered here and there across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words, all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were very few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. "This is wrong," whispered the tree in the voice of the wind through the leaves. "This is not how it's supposed to be. The plan has failed." Long ago, the tree had remembered everything about the world. This was its task, its function, its purpose. It shivered with something approaching joy as it collected the memories of mankind. This was no accident. Emotions were as much part of the tree as its root and bark. Memories collected like dew on the thick green leaves of the tree. Once they had formed a web that had spanned the entire world. Words collected into sunlight before passing through the leaves and into the pool of the memory. From the pool, the words joined together to form colonies. The colonies united into whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child of the tree, and it loved them all. Look at my memory. A child is here, brought low by disease. He is far too young to have suffered so. Thin beyond word, the boy's skin is a shade paler than the bleached sheets upon which he lies. His parents no longer visit him, for they cannot bear to watch him suffer. The doctors have long since surrendered to the fate of the gods. The boy, too, has abandoned hope. Strange emotions, weariness, hatred swell within the dark recesses of his young heart. He tries to reject the black terror that germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears drive the invader away. He has ceased to resent his parents and doctors. Once he did, but now his pain is so great that there is little room in his heart to think of others. Only one person brings the boy comfort, a healthy young girl with tan skin and deep brown eyes. She is a beacon of brightness and light in the boy's world. Her very presence is a comfort to him. But he's unable to look upon her in the face. Whenever they meet, the boy is filled with loathing for his own state. Soon this loathing eats away as what joy he receives from the girl's visits. The girl will stop coming. He knows this. His every waking moment is spent in fear of this day. He thinks that if he could talk to her, if he could tell her his feelings, this might not be so. But the conversation never happens. The girl disappears. The boy dies alone. The tree scoops up this memory and very carefully stores it within itself. Etched upon it is a single word: envy. Look at my memory. So she had, I think it's deep brown. Is it dark brown? I think it's dark brown eyes. There's a female warrior. Her greatest enemy is a beast with red eyes that she cannot fully comprehend. When she strikes it with her sword, it turns into a pillar of salt and dies. But when the white smoke clears, a new enemy rises, and another, and another. The warrior knows that her struggle is folly, but the fighting, the unending stream of enemies fills her with sense of joy and purpose. Somewhere deep in the warrior's drug-addled mind lies a vague memory of a daughter. Perhaps the child only exists in her head, the dying remnants of a powerful dream she does not know. Her friends and fellow warriors come and go. Some flee in terror, some are eaten. She began the fight with 23 companions, but most are gone now. The warrior's body shudders. She does not understand why at first. By the time she hears the fierce low sound, the arena is already enclosed in darkness. Looking up, the warrior sees a beast so large that it blots out the sky. She is laughing. She has been doing so for as long as she can remember. Covered in blood and dirt, the warrior laughs. She laughs and laughs until the town that contains her daughter collapses into a pile of dust. This memory has been stored for a long time. It is etched with a single word: loss. Look at my memory. A red dragon falls from the heavens. Ah, that memory has been lost. A shame. It was a favorite of mine. After many centuries of existence, the tree saw that its carefully labeled memories were beginning to dwindle. Once seemingly infinite, the memories now seemed ready to disappear forever. The tree did not feel sadness at this. Grief was an emotion beyond its comprehension. It did, however, have the distinct feeling that something was missing. The mountain of memories that had seemed so carefully assembled and disappeared. The tree stretched its branches as far as it could, but new memories refused to flow. The pool of memories was a black, empty pit, a hollow place where life had once flourished. The tree had lost its purpose. There was nothing to be done but sift through the few remaining memories littering the ground under its branches. That's why the tree was pleased when the young man and his companion entered the room. Well, this place is gloomy as hell. The room Flexi had entered is almost completely empty. All they could see were a few crystals scattered haphazardly on the ground. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, Flexi suddenly saw a familiar light. It was the forest of myth, its villagers prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As Flexi stared at the jewel, bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of the mine. The voice implored them to listen. It was an order. Following it was mandatory. Abruptly, the pair realized they must listen. They must listen. Look there. A small shadowy presence appeared beneath the floor. It appeared to be a shade. The shade grasped several jewels in his hand. More jewels tumbled out of its mouth like shards of broken teeth, sights and sounds tinkling from each one before vanishing forever. The creature was abusing the memories, treating the precious objects like a collection of cheap playroom toys. The shade appears to be consuming the memories. These things eat memories? The tree extended a branch towards Flexi. Without a second thought, Flexi brought the blade down on the shade, tearing its stomach wide. Jewels burst from the shade and poured across the chamber floor. Look, thought the tree. There is the conviction memory I lost, and satisfaction in many others as well. Yes, this is good. The tree opened its mouth and attempted to speak, but no sound emerged. A millennium of silence and solitude had caused the tree to forget certain things, but rather than be upset, it greeted the development with good cheer. Focusing all its power on the riddle of speech, the tree formed a kind of makeshift vocal cord and tried again. I implore... It spat out a glimmering green jewel. One more time. I implore you. There we are. What was the color of lost envy? It's brown. It spoke. The shade has intelligence and emotion. Who cares? Flexi brushed Weiss's comment aside as the sword slides through the shade's right arm. The shade extended its remaining arm to Flexi. I must touch him. I must make contact. The moment its fingers brushed against me, the tree felt a warm sensation begin to burn. Something hot coursed through its fingers, up its arm and up to its entire body. It was emotion, more than the entity it felt in centuries. The tree cried out in surprise and joy. 1,000 years alone, 1,000 years in quiet contemplation, the tree felt like it was going to break apart. For centuries, the tree had been alone. Its heart sealed with heavy chains, but no more. New powerful emotions began to take hold, causing its heart to lighten. This was more than simple emotions it had been designed to feel. It was the beginnings of a soul, and the young man was the key. This was the promise made long ago, and this is how it would be released. The tree's stomach began to throb in pain, a new and unpleasant sensation, but the time was not yet right. I implore you, how many lost were How many were lost by the warrior who fought the red-eyed beast? Her daughter and 23 friends. Okay, riddle time is over. I'm gonna kill this stupid shade once and for all. Something round and shiny fell from the open stomach and clattered to the floor. The key, cried the book. Secure the key. The man's sword slowed. Time began to dilate around them, stretching and slowing. Time is essential. The next word must be heard. The words exploded. It became difficult to discern their meaning. The pool of memories began to crack as infinite blackness burrowed its way in the wall. This world is falling apart. How can a world of letters, I implore, most important thing, world. Yona. The light was complete, the memories disappeared, the tree's identity began to dissolve. As the letters slowly faded, Flexi was drawn back to the real world, and the tree was satisfied. Sheesh! We got it. What in the?
しかし魔物が思考すると
どうでもいいさ。奴らが何を考えていようと、こんな面倒はもうごめんだ。
あの木を倒したことで、もう文字の世界に埋もれることもあるまい。時間が巻き。
All right, that piece is acquired. Alright, let's go to the junk heap. Lexi said they'd come home for my birthday, but I want to celebrate their birthday once in a while. Aw, that's cute. Let's go! Oh god, why was it doing that? Woo! Wait, are the little ones children? Oh shit, that hits a lot harder. Oh shit.
古典防衛型ロボット P33 防衛命令実行中。お前目から水流れ。
Wow.
なく私のマスターも死んだ。何百年も前に正確には874年10ヶ月14日2時間43分。
Oh, this is why the robot helped him.
寂しい。そのような行動は命令されていない。私は泣かない。くれよ、死ぬ。殺す、殺される。くれよ、殺される。ダメ。くれよ、P33 守る。
Wow.
P33 守る仕事。くれよ、守る。
I'm gonna call you Beepy? Aww. Good old Beepy. That's cute.
ここならいっぱい機械がありそうだね。
これだけあっても使える機械はほんの一部さ。
見て見て、こっちはまるで新品だ。
慌てるな、足元に気をつけて。
大丈夫。
まずい。
え？
逃げろ！
Damn.
お
Aww. I don't think we saw this part before.
大きな音を立てると今みたいな事故が起こる。侵入者1名。
Aww. Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
ロボット山か。あの兄弟に話を聞いてみよう。何？
Okay. Oops. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Wow. I gotta say, this is so much more like, I'll be honest, this is more than I expected. I was expecting just like a few things to be different. And on this, it's like so many things are different. It's crazy. For one, it's so much easier. But for two, it's kind of like you're getting a lot more story than the first time. Like a lot more. It's crazy. I can't believe how much story they're adding to it. I'm glad I didn't just stop at the first ending.
兄さんは元気か?
Yeah, how's your brother?
実は4年前に事故で。
Oh damn, that was 4 years ago.
そうであったか。
いいんです。
ちょっと
何ですか？
この辺りで魔物の話を聞いたことはないか。しかも普通のやつじゃなく巨大だったり強力な魔物なんだけど。
そういうのが出たとは聞いていませんね。僕はロボットを倒すことだけが生きがいですから。
そうか。
Just rip him up. Okay?
なあいい。
実は強力な武器を手に入れたんです。あなたなら
良いではないか。見た目からいろいろあるのだ。しかし見たとこ。
直す。
はい。
なら素材を取ってくるよ。
よかった。必要な素材は形状記憶合金です。地下2階にいる大型のと、こちらが地下2階に。
わかった。
Alright, B2.
必要地下2階に。ところで本日はどんなご用ですか？
Can I make this stronger? Sunrise? I need 2 large gears.
ありがとう。必要地下に。ところで本日はどんなご用ですか
？I need them gears. Some of them gears would be nice. I wonder if we'll get some this time around. Alright. I feel so strong. It's crazy because we just tear through these guys like it ain't no thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You already possess the memory alloy.
兄は死んでしまったか。まだ若かったであろうに。
商売のため危険な場所にまで分け入ったようだ。
I think this is the way we need to go. We're going down to B2. And I think we get to skip all that stuff now because we already did it the first time. Actually, I think all the robots, they seem to be already all dead except these ones.
弟が笑ってくれたり喜んでくれるだけで幸せなんだ。それが兄ちゃんってやつさ。
Need some of them gears. Alright, yep. We gotta go on this bad boy. Let's go. Go, go, go! Go, go, go! I like how she's just casually sitting there. Feel great today. No cough, no fever. Watch out, world, because Yona's gonna play. What's up, big boy? I'm too strong. Let's see, broken arm, broken antenna, strip bolt, broken antenna. Wait, don't tell me that like despawned. Oh no. Titanium alloy. Damn, we don't need that. Can't we just, like, go? Okay. Well, at least this is nice and easy. More parts, more parts, more parts. Ouch. That must be the memory alloy that we needed. Oh shit. Okay. Uh-oh. I guess I'm full of those. Oh my god, I think I have to break those. I don't think I can reach that. Ouch. Okay, maybe not. Is there an easy way to grab that? I think we already did this as well. Maybe we need to go this way? These guys are weak. I love how I have the best words in the game. This makes the game a lot easier. Whew. Alright, let's do it! Let's beat this guy up. I mean, that's kind of sad, actually. Alright, before we go fight the boss, I'll be right back. I need to take a quick little break. Love you guys. Alright, we're back. Thank you for waiting. Alright. Let's do this. Alright, we're good. Shoo! What's cracking? Wait, don't I have to kill the monster? Maybe it's this way I had to go. Did I just skip it, or did it not show up because... Oh, here we go.
人や荷物を乗せて水上を行く乗り物。
Aww.
クレオのおかげ。私に言葉たくさん教えてくれた。知らない世界を教えてくれた。似た者同士。
Aww. I'm glad they didn't make me kill him again. That wouldn't feel quite right. Especially after now that we like know all of the stuff about him, you know? I got the memory alloy. Yo.
これはいい。早速武器のわがままに。これは完成したらお手紙で。
ありがとう。
さて、
魔王の正体は。
We're coming right along. Out of my way, Shades. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna stop there for today. We'll be back tomorrow with more. We'll complete ending B tomorrow. And then we'll start with ending C. So yeah, thank you all for coming in. was great to see you. So I hope you all enjoyed the game, and I hope you all enjoyed the fun. Well, I wouldn't say. Well, I mean, it's a fun story, but that's a very deep, meaningful story as well. So hopefully you all enjoyed, because I did. I really liked the story. The story was really good. And honestly, I didn't expect half of the stuff that I saw. So that even made it like a million times more crazy for me. I'm sure all of you feel about the same way, or have felt the same way when you played through the first time. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and stop there for today. And we're gonna... Let's see. I'm gonna send you all... Let's see. Do we have... Oh. You know what? We're gonna go over and say hi to this person. We've never seen them before, but they're also playing Nier. So, let's see how they're doing. Yeah, thank you all so much for coming in. I had a great time with you all today. So I hope you all enjoy the next person's stream. They're a stranger to me. I've never seen them before, so we'll have to see. Well, it's gonna be a learning experience for all of us. Hell, we might find somebody that we really enjoy watching, you know? But yeah, thank you all for joining. Have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow. Love you. Bye.